Come follow the brick wall. It's your girl Eva K, and I'm ready to eat. Hey, who ready to eat with me? Who ready to come bread with me? Let's break bread. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to eat this food and get fed. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. Now bow your head, hey, cause we gotta say the grace, cause we about to eat. We about to eat. I can't wait to eat. Let's eat, big girls. Are you ready to eat? Come eat with me and let's talk. I want to get all in your business. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I'm ready to laugh and I'm ready to play. Come on and break bread with your girl Eva K. Let's break bread. Okay? Hey, I am here with the lovely Monique.
Hey.
Hey girl, hey, how you doing?
All right.
Look, we about to say our grace and we gonna get it in, okay? Now we thank you for our food, Father God, we thank you. Father God, we thank you. Amen. 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 Honey, listen. Miss Renee Jackson over at Renee's Kitchen. Thank you, girl. Sponsored the meal. And then DJ, my husband, cooked it for us. So we got some chicken Alfredo, kale salad, some corn, and some Sister Schubert rolls. And I have on my, I don't think y'all can really see it, but it's a Big Eva K's Turn Up Lemonade. And this is the Deep Flow Henny lemonade that I make. $10, 17 ounces of love. Mm-hmm. So, hey girl, how you doing?
Fine.
Don't act shy now, baby.
Never shy.
Not shy, okay?
Never shy.
So look, tell us something about you. This is YouTube, you know. Welcome to YouTube Land.
Hey, everybody.
So tell us something about you, because we are very interested.
Well, let me see. I'm from Washington, D.C. Well, born in Washington, D.C. Raised in Maryland. Been in and out of Knoxville. I have 8 kids.
Let's give the kids a shout out.
Okay, my kids are Rontrell, better known as Meech.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know him. Daquan, Trayvon, Chanvier, Ayana, DeAndre, Damien, and Wayne.
And Wayne. Okay, I like Chavier. That's a pretty name.
Thank you. That's my middle name. That's where it came from.
Okay, because I was like, that's different.
Yeah. That's
And
my
she's
middle
a
name.
character. Well, all of them are characters. Now, Meech is Rue, which is her grandbaby.
Yes.
That's her daddy. And
Yes.
Rue is my niece. That's Rihanna, you know, Henny Rue, the artist.
Yes.
She need to come out with some more stuff.
I told her and Meech.
Yeah, I done heard Meech. I done heard
I
Meech.
told them they need to do a little duet.
So how is it raising 8 children in today? Because, you know, my mama had 7. So I watched that struggle, you know, with 7 children. So you a little younger.
It's the finance thing. I mean, it's always hard whether you got 1 or got 8. But to me, what's harder is the fact that I don't really feel like Knoxville is for black people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like Knoxville is for my black sons. I feel like anytime they do anything, you know, they're thrown out of school, they're thrown in jail. Anytime my kids is outside playing, they gotta worry. I mean, whether they live in West Knoxville, East, North, or South, you gotta worry about your life. You know, anytime I hear a gunshot, my 19-year-old son, he barely leaves the house, but anytime I hear a gunshot, I call and check, and he be like, Mom, I'm downstairs in my room. But I'm like, son, are you okay? You know, it's just, I don't know, it's hard and it's scary.
So what make you stay here versus going back home to Maryland?
Well, I don't like the weather there. I don't like the atmosphere. It's too busy. Even though I'm from the city, I'm slow, I'm laid back. People think, oh, look at Monique, she the turn up queen, but I'm really not. I'm slow, I'm laid back. I like country living. So I'm not going to stay in Knoxville. I am about to leave. We're about to leave, but I still like country living.
I'm like, so you, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, because you just said people think you the turn up queen, but you're not.
I'm not the turn up queen. I'm really not.
You be
lit at home with my kids or lit in my own environment, not just everywhere turned up or in the streets every weekend. Like, most people don't even know I live in Knoxville because they be like, I never seen you before. Because I don't be in the streets like that.
Right, okay. I see what you're saying. So, growing up in Maryland, like, how was that? Like, Maryland versus, you know, the city versus the country. And then, you know, yeah.
I mean, I still love my city. I'm about to be home this weekend. But I can remember all the way back to when I was 5 years old. And we lived in Washington, D.C. at the time. We stayed in some apartments. And I remember walking to go to the bus stop. And a guy was running from the police. And he ran up on me. He passed me a bag of dope. He was like, hold this. And he kept running from the police. At 5 years old, those are the things that I can remember. A stranger handed me a bag of dope. A big bag of dope to hold and kept on running from the police. What? So, I mean, the stuff that goes on here, like my kids, they think it's tough, and it is tough, but they couldn't even fathom the things that I went through, the things I seen, you know, like being, like, kids get jumped here for stupid stuff, like for no reason or whatever. People, you know, rape and kill up there and rob up there because the cost of living is so high. Like, you don't know where your next meal gonna come from. People don't understand how, I'm not gonna say easy, but the benefits you have by living in Knoxville, how you can easily get Section 8, or you could go live in somewhere like Walter P or something like that. You'll be on the waiting list for 5 or 10 years up there just to get something like that.
I never thought of that.
You know, so people, you got to understand, somebody will rob you, and to you it's petty. Somebody will rob you for $10, and to us that's petty, but to them that's dinner. Or the drugs that's up there that's not down here. Like, you know, a lot of people on PCP, you know, they call it dippers or whatever, and it's not down here. And like, a lot of people feel like life is so hard, they just on drugs where they zoned out all the time. You know what I'm saying? You see stuff like that on YouTube, but you don't really see it down here. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know if any, I mean, now I'm seeing a lot of heroin down here, but like, to me, it's really worse because people are just like crazy.
Like they're zombies.
Exactly. And so, I mean, it's like a 1-bedroom apartment is like $1,800.
Damn. And I'm complaining about my little 8.
Me and my ex-husband, we had a $800 apartment, 1-bedroom apartment in the hood. And I watched a guy get stabbed and drop dead on my feet at 17 years old. So
you was a teen mom and you was married.
Well, I actually didn't have any kids then. I didn't have my other son until I was 19, but I was already with his dad or whatever. So, I mean, we already had our own place because I left my mama's house at 13 years old for the first time and was out in the streets on my own. So, basically, it's like you just do what you got to do to survive. So now, being as though I'll be 40 in November, being from 12 to 40, doing what you got to do to survive, is nothing that nobody can say to me that make me feel any type of way or make, you know, the judgment or looks or anything. That type of stuff don't bother me. It's just, okay, I'm living my life.
But what about your kids? Because, you know, other kids can be mean.
You're right.
So if they say, I think your mama doing this or doing that, like, how do that make you feel?
Okay, well, with my younger kids, I've always told them, you know, everything that goes on. But so, like, with Rontrell, with my oldest son, since he's been locked up, I told him, because, like, you know, I got all type of online stuff going on. So I told him, I said, well, I got this going on, and I'm going to let you know before somebody in the streets let you know. And he was like, well, Mom, you know, I'm really upset. And then I had my other son that's 19. He hit me up one day. He says, Mom, and I hadn't told nobody this but, like, my best friend, but he was like, Mom, I'm not going to ever disrespect you. He was like, I love you and everything. But he was like, I feel like it's less than, like, I might have lost some respect for you because, you know, my friends will inbox me and tell me you got an OnlyFans and stuff like that. And it was like, Mama, I'll step up. I'll help you more and stuff. And I'm like, well, son, the little bit that you do is not really going out. I said, I'm not trying to, you know, push aside anything that you offer me, but the little bit that you do is not really going to make a difference. I said, what you got to understand is the money that you give me per month, that's nothing. I'm really still taking care of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I'm
right.
still, I mean, even though 3 of my 8 are grown, I'm still taking care of y'all too. So, I mean, I understand. I'm always going to let you, because you're a man and you're my son and I care about you and I respect you. So I'm always going to let you voice however you feel, whether it hurts my feelings, whether I think it's wrong or I think it's right. But at the end of the day, I just got to do what I got to do. And one day you're going to be able to respect the fact that, okay, I might not agree with everything my mother did, but she always took care of us. Mm-hmm. She kept a roof over our head, and whatever she had going on business-wise, she never brung it to me. Now, if somebody else addressed it to me, that's on them. And like I told him, if your friends is telling you anything that's going on my OnlyFans, then they must have subscribed, baby, because they couldn't have seen nothing for free.
So what's OnlyFans?
OnlyFans is a website where you promote yourself. It could be anything, adult content. Some people that's like personal trainers, they might just, put like videos of their training and stuff, or, pictures or whatever, showing off like whatever improvements or body improvements that they have going on and different things like that. But basically it's just to promote yourself, and the only way people can see what you have, your content, is by you giving them your link or whatever, or like wherever you have your link posted. So then they go to your link and they can subscribe for however much you have your monthly subscription.
Okay, so you have 8 kids, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to be 40. Mm-hmm. But your body is amazing.
Thank you.
So, I mean, me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with what you do. I mean, that's your body.
Right.
You do whatever you want because you're a grown-ass woman. So I feel like people questioning you or judging you is really, like you said, it don't really matter.
It's never mattered to me. I mean...
So how do you keep your body right? Because,
well, right now, I don't work out as much as I used to because I done had like an injury to my shoulder or whatever, where I used to lift weights a lot, but I don't. But normally I just do at least 45 minutes cardio a day, and then strength train. I try to do squats with the weights and bench press, and then light dumbbells plus like triceps extensions and stuff like that. But basically, and then like I still eat what I want to eat, but I also monitor what I eat, because a lot of black folks also don't realize, like they kind of get aggravated with me because I'm always like, do you realize how many carbs you're eating? Do you realize how much sugar is in it? Because with one of my kids, I had gestational diabetes, and I started learning how everything breaks down into sugar, mm-hmm. and how everything affects your body. And then it's one of my Facebook friends that had to get a kidney transplant. And I asked her, well, how long did she have diabetes? And she said, I don't have diabetes. I never had diabetes. She said her blood pressure was so high for so long, it shot her kidney.
You talking about my niece?
Who?
Doris Jones.
No, I'm not.
I was going to say, because that thing happened with her.
But I actually know Doris, but no, I don't know her personally, but I know. But no, I didn't even know that was her story. But no, her name is Tanya or whatever, one of my Facebook friends. So, and I was like, that's crazy, because one of my friends, I've always said something to him about his blood pressure, just staying on top of him about his blood pressure. But I never knew that was one of the side effects, mm-hmm. of high blood pressure. And then I also try to talk to black women about, we always put our kids before everything. Mm-hmm. Ourselves, our man, which, that's a big debate. I'm not even going to get into that, but we put our kids, we put our kids before everything. And I feel like we got to stop doing that. I try to tell younger women, we got to stop doing that, because once you're worn out, and once you're ran over, and once you're done putting them, then what? What's left? Who's going to take care of them?
Right.
Or how do we know that they're always going to be there to take care of us? Then, when you only live for your kids, what about when they move away and they get married, or they don't call you as much, and you don't have nothing else to live for, and you're depressed and you're miserable? You don't know how to live because all you ever did is live for your kids.
And I see that a lot.
Exactly. I literally see people so on the verge of suicide because that's all they've ever done is live for their kids. They don't know how to live. They've always put a kid before. I'm not saying put some man before your kids, but at the same time, you can get in a relationship with someone and you'll let your kids dictate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're left lonely and miserable. Or what about when our kids let us down? Because our kids not always gonna do they're not always gonna go in the direction that we push them to. So when we expect our kids to do one thing that we taught them, and they go to jail, or they, you know, get in trouble, they get kicked out of school, and we don't know how to cope because we expect our kids to be a certain way or better than us, especially when we've given them more opportunities than us, so we expect them to be better, but then they go down the same path or a worse path, and then we're just left frustrated and depressed and miserable. So I feel like we, especially as Black women, need to start putting ourselves more.
That's hard to ask. So, you know, that's hard to ask a mother. How long did it take you?
But see, that's why I try to explain to people now, because you don't want to wait till you turn 40, which I'm saying, I mean, 40 is not really that old, it's not really that old, but when you could have been picking up and going off for the weekend at 25 years old, and I'm not talking about the mothers that leave their kids with their mother all the time. I'm talking about the mothers that's like us, that's in their kids' life every single day. You know, I mean, go to the nail shop and, you know, get your nails done at least once a month.
Without feeling guilty, because I feel guilty.
Yeah, exactly. And I used to be the same way too. I would buy everything for my kids. As soon as I buy something for me, it's like, oh my God, I know I could have bought this. Or, I don't do that anymore. It took a long time, but baby, I'll sit back and relax. When I'm gone, I'm gone. I turn my phone off and sleep. Or maybe I turn it on vibrate, so I might look over, make sure it's no. But I also won't leave them with anybody that I don't feel like could deal with an emergency if an emergency arises. So therefore, I shouldn't have to keep answering my phone or looking at my phone. It's my time. Because I have depression and I've been suicidal. I've been in Peninsula recently. You know, in October, I was in Peninsula for a week for suicide. So I'm not going back there anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to give up my life because I don't give myself enough me time. And I give my kids everything till it's nothing left. So
have you thought about like seeking counseling?
Yeah, I've been in counseling. I take depression medication now, and I've been in counseling, but it's like it's hard. And I remember when Rennie had moved to Atlanta or whatever, and she found a therapist that she could relate to or whatever, a Black person. It's really hard to find a therapist in Knoxville that you can really connect to, that can understand. Because I feel like I can't just talk to you and you shaking your head and be like, I don't know if you're judging me. Even though it's not your job, you're a human being.
Facts.
And to me, a Black person, that they might not even have the same struggle as me, but just to understand that as a Black person and we have these struggles and they can relate because they might not have had it, but their cousin might have had it, or their mother or their grandmother. So they can understand where I'm coming from. And they can offer me the support that I need. I can't find that in Knoxville. So I'm not going to sit there and just give somebody my story for them to judge me. You know, I need support. I need resources. I don't need you to just shove a pill down my throat and tell me to come back next week or next month. That's not something
that's not
that I'm
curing anything.
Exactly. And then 9 times out of 10, most medications don't work. And sometimes it takes years to find the right combination of medications to help somebody. It might not be just one pill. You might need to take 3 different pills, you know, because I've dealt with mental health issues with my 17-year-old son since he was 3 years old. So it's been a struggle. So I know, and I always never dealt with my mental health issues until I got older. But I always knew that from so much trauma in my life that I had them. I just felt like I got these kids. They depend on me. I don't got time to be weak. Because, you know, in the Black community, having any type of mental health issues is weakness. It's a weakness. When a lot of us, more than you would know, deal with that. Right. And I try to, you know, from time to time, I try to put posts on there. And I see people that I feel like is depressed. And I inbox them. And I tell strangers, You can call me on Messenger 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care whatever time it is. You know what I'm saying? If you feel low, because I've been there, and people will tell you, oh, just pray about it. Just put your faith in God. Even people that believe in God, you can't tell somebody that. Because it's like, well, I've been praying and I haven't seen anything different. Maybe God is giving up on me too. That's not the proper thing to tell somebody that's feeling suicidal. Don't tell somebody, just put your faith in God. Just believe in God. Just pray. People are crying out. People are at the edge of the cliff, about to jump off, and you telling them just pray. That's not the proper solution to the problem. I can't always say what the proper thing is, but that's not it. And a lot of people that I've inboxed and talked to them, and they be like, you the only one who's ever said this certain thing to me that will end. And I feel like you understand me. And I've had one guy, a male, black men are not allowed to be weak.
Right, facts.
He was like, I really wanted to kill myself, and listening to what you said, I know it's somebody else that got the same struggle as me and hear me. And those words that you said was so real to me, and I really want to say thank you. And then, inbox me a week later and was like, I really feel better, and I really want to figure out how to try to get some help. And that just like really made a difference to me, because I feel like he might have killed himself if he didn't have somebody that he knew was willing to listen, and somebody that wasn't going to tell him the same thing. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking prayer if that works for people. But I just think when you at the edge, when you at that cliff, that's not the time to tell somebody that. Because I'm pretty sure anybody that has faith has already been praying.
Right.
And they feel like you can't say, well, pray harder, because then also that's or another thing, you got your kids, you can't feel this way. That's not something to tell somebody either, because then they feel even worse. Like, well, they're right, I do have my kids, so why do I feel like this? I'm a failure. How I'm selfish. How can I feel? Yes, how can I feel this way? And I do have my kids. How can I want to? And how can I want to hurt myself? And nobody really wants to hurt themselves. They're just crying out because they hurt so bad. They don't know what else to do to take the pain away. But
do you think mental illness stem from like judgment or the lack of having someone to lean on? Because if you gotta always be the strong person, that will wear you down.
Definitely. I don't think it stems from that. I think it's part of it. I think it brings it to a new level. I think, like, you might have already had some type of trial or tribulation, some type of trauma in your life. And then, because normally people that's had trauma is the ones, that always got to be strong. So then it's like, well, I can't tell anybody what's going on. I can't show any type of weakness, because that's how it's always been for me. So it's like, I just gotta hold it in. Everybody's depending on me. I can't let anybody know. But then, like for me, out of nowhere, when I went to therapy, that was the first thing I told the lady. I said, I don't even understand why I'm sitting here right now. I said, because I've always been the strong one. I said, I done been raped. I done been through that. I got past that. I got past all of this. I done been beat. I done married somebody I done jumped out of moving cars. I done did everything. I done been pistol whipped. I done got through all of that. So why now, after I'm still standing after all of that, do I feel like I'm so weak and so broken? How can I thought I was supposed to grow from this. I thought I was supposed to be stronger because I made it through. So why do I feel like now I can't walk anymore? Why do I feel like now I'm crawling? Why do I feel like now I can't hold my head up? I don't understand. I've always been strong. So, eventually it takes a toll on you. Anything takes a toll on you after a certain amount of time. So
you're going to have me in here crying. It's stuff you never think of. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody on the outside and you get to judging a book by its cover before you even begin to turn the pages. But so many people have such deep layers, and you can't share that, because if I call this person, they're going to tell this person, that person.
Exactly.
And my business is not, sacred. And so if you have nobody to turn to, if you have nobody to look up to, what's next? You feel like there's nowhere to go.
Right. And for me, it's like, I'm happy that, you know, I'm an open book for a lot of things because, like, somebody can look at me or look at my and listen to my story right now and be like, I can't believe she will tell, you know, she's been raped or she's been a prostitute or any of those things. Who would say something like that? Or, you know, I might put something on Facebook and people be like, go ahead, girl, tell your story. And other people just looking like, you know, and are like, I can't believe she told that. And I've had people comment, oh, I can't believe you said something like that. And I'm like, why? It's my story.
It's scary though. It's scary for somebody to be so real and honest. Because that shit you see on TV, like you see somebody get raped or something on TV, but you don't really know those people, or you know those people and you gloss over. Like in the black neighborhood, you know, in the community, we sweep it under the rug.
Right.
We know some cousins, maybe friends or rapists, but we don't think about it like that. Who have they hurt? Who are these women? What is it causing these women to do? Are they hypersexual? Are they calling out for attention? Are they suicidal? Did a baby come from this? You know,
exactly.
So many things can cause that. And when you wrote me and inboxed me and was telling me your story, I was like, this is different. You know, because every time I see you, you laughing and smiling and giggling. But to actually like hear the story is totally different. It changes the narrative.
And what was really sad to me was, like I said, I was in Peninsula in October. Everything that everyone in Peninsula, the staff and the patients, they all said, why would you want to die? Why would you want to kill yourself? You're so pretty. You're too beautiful. You're too pretty to die. You're too pretty to be suicidal. And I was like, that's so sad. So people think because you're pretty that you don't go through things, or people think because you're rich you don't go through things, or people think because you got a good job or a husband, you know. It's so many actors that's millionaires and got good lives, like Robert Williams, and committing suicide. Like, people always judging, but they don't want to be judged.
That's facts. Because I know even for me, like, people be like, I could call my mom or somebody and be like, you know, I'm feeling this way. Girl, you got a good husband. Don't worry about that. I'm like, well, what the hell he got to do with me? You know what I'm saying? He his whole person. I still have everything else going on. And trying to be the lion of the family, trying to be the strong one, the lioness, whatever, that will break you down. Eventually.
And then I told one of my best friends, she said to me, she feels like a lot of the stress that she has, she brought it on herself, so she's not going to complain because she got 5 kids. And I said, really? Why do you say that? I said, I just want to hear your reasoning for it, because of course, you know, having so many kids is going to be stressful, but I want to understand why you said that. She said, well, because I feel like if I didn't have all these kids by different men, then, you know, and I had their dads helping, it wouldn't be that hard. I said, really? Because I married my 3 oldest kids' father, and he was around and he didn't do much anything. I said, so then with my youngest child's dad, he was around before he went to prison and he helped. And I said, but kids will still mama.
Facts.
I said, girl, it doesn't matter. I said, I'm not taking away. I said, you are entitled to feel how you feel. And I'm not going to take that away from you. Whatever your reasoning is your reason. I said, but I'm going to tell you something. Do not be so hard on yourself, because it don't matter if you married, all your kids had the same father, and you married him, and he was in the house, and he had a job. Kids are still going to, and y'all both have jobs and work outside the house. I promise you, if you and your husband walk through the door at the same time, the kids is not going to say, daddy, 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 I need you to do this, I need you to do that. They're going to say, mama, 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 mama. It's always going to be mama, mama, mama. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter whether you got 1 or 20, whether you got a husband or you're a single parent. Like, even whether you're black or white. I mean, the mother, you know, the man is the king of the castle, but the mother is the backbone.
She's the nurturer. Exactly.
So I don't know, it's hard, but at the end of the day, I'm built for it tough, I think. I'm built for this. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna fake. I do want a break. I like when things lighten up. You know, I've been seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but
And you
it's
so
definitely
talented.
hard. Thank you.
I mean, you doing nails. You doing people custom nails because for a long time people couldn't get to the nail shop due to being, you know, the pandemic, corona, whatever. You was customizing people nails. You refurbishing furniture. You doing hair.
I mean, I got a few little talents or whatever. I just feel like it's no excuse to not be able to make it. Like the guy who came and mounted my TV today through the Handy service. My friend in California, she recently told me about that. And shout out to Handy. Anybody that's looking for a little quick job, Handy, because long as you don't got no major felonies or nothing like that, you can go on the Handy website and apply. They send you they'll deposit your money to your checking account. You get to pick the hours and the times of the jobs that you want to go to. Like they got different kind of jobs, but you can do cleaning services. 3-hour job, $60. So you can pay $20 an hour to just go in there and dust somebody's stuff and vacuum and sweep and mop somebody's house. Like, how can you not get up off your behind and work? How can you look at your kids and tell them you don't have nothing? How can you not have nothing?
That's how I feel.
It's so, I mean, it's so many hustles. And when I say people, that's something that I really hate. People always think the word hustle go hand in hand with drugs.
Yeah.
I hate that because I'm a hustler and I don't sell drugs. Mm-hmm. But I sell everything else. I sell you some water out your kitchen sink if you gonna let me sell it to you.
I heard that, but I mean that's true because let me tell you something. When I didn't have any money, I started a store in my house. My homegirl was like, "Here, I got $50 at the food stamp. Boom. We go buy some stuff, we sell it, and that's how you keep flipping your money. Exactly. You don't have to sell drugs. These pouches right here, 17 ounces, I sell it for $10, and I sell out every time I post it.
Right.
So I can make a good $300.
Right.
In one night, just selling drinks. Right. Yeah, you can go make this same drink, but I don't know.
But and that's something that it really used to tick me off because people would be like, oh, they'll get on there and they'll ask me, well, how did you do this? Or did you use spray paint for that? Well, anybody can spray paint that, which that's not the only thing I use. But I say at the end of the day, even if I did spray paint that, you're right, anybody probably could. But are you going to take the time? Because my time is valuable.
Yes, it's the convenience of having it.
And then I'll hit them with, anybody can fry some chicken. I said, but how many times in your life have you been to KFC?
Or any chicken spot, because they everywhere.
Exactly. Black folks know how to fry chicken. They fry it all the time. Mm-hmm. But they'll still go pay. And it might not even always be because the convenience. It might just be the support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've talked myself out a lot of stuff. Like, I done try to make candles and cakes. And I'm like, well, if I can just put these 10 ingredients together, the next person can. So I will talk myself out of stuff. And we have to quit doing that.
Exactly.
Because I've seen with the pandemic, people will literally buy a light bulb if you put their name on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? These people are getting these Cricut machines and throwing shirts together. My sister made this shirt in 2 minutes. I mean, it's just like...
And everybody's selling lashes now. Everybody's selling bundles. Everybody's selling their own custom lip glosses. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's just the fact of being able to support somebody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can do it on your own.
That's what I like to do. I love the support.
Right.
If I can support you, like, once I get it, I'm trying to be Dolly Parton. I say this all the time. Why don't more people want to be like Dolly Parton? Dolly Parton got her money. She turned her raggedy town into this beautiful masterpiece. She got hospitals, veterinarians. I mean, she just doing it all. And I want to do that for my community.
Right.
And I always try to talk to older women or even younger women because I'm looking for a mentor. I don't care what you've been through. We should be able to help each other. You know what I'm saying? You need a babysitter, you call me. I need a babysitter, I'm going to call you, shit.
And you know what's so crazy? I tell so many people that a lot of people will look at me like, they think I'm just joking. They be like, she already got a whole house full of kids. Why would she want to watch my child? So my wouldn't matter. But that's what I've been trying to tell them. And I be like, and it was, I can't even think what the name of the movie was, but it was a movie where they had it where all of, they would take turns babysitting each other's kids and stuff so one could go out. And then I guess it was maybe like at the end of the month, then they all went out together or something like that. And I was like, why don't we do that as a community? Why don't we get a group of 5 friends and just every weekend, babies, rotate weekends and babysit and stuff. So, because I'm that type where I done told my baby daddies, other baby mamas, and my friend, I'll be like, I don't mind. I don't care. I ain't with him. I don't worry about that. I don't mind to watch our kids. Bring the kids over here. I'm not going to harm your kids. Those is my kids' siblings. I wouldn't harm no kids anyways, but why don't y'all go out and have fun? Bring the kids to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at me like, yeah, okay. But, I mean, what's the point of being bitter?
See, my thing, I'll be needing a break, and I'll be saying I want people to watch my kids, but I'm so scared, like, because you always hear about people being molested, people touching kids. Not that you would,
right,
but how do I know you don't, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a...
Right, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and black people have so many, especially black women, once again, have so many excuses as to why they can't take me time.
Mm-hmm.
You send your kids to school, how you know them teachers ain't gonna touch your kids?
Mm.
You send them to school every day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't worry about them teachers touching your kids every day. The thought has probably crossed your mind one time because anything can happen anywhere at any time. But you don't worry about that every day. And you're supposed to get to know anybody and come to their house and see what they're about before you send your kids there. Of course, that's common sense. So after that, and then I don't send my kids nowhere where they're not big enough to speak up for themselves anyways. I don't give a damn who it is.
Fact.
So once that's established, there should be no excuse for you to take some me time. Even if you and your husband not going out. Even if you just going, you need an hour and you just going to the nail shop. Even if we not at the house. Even if I say, I'll take the kids all to the park for 2 hours and you go get your nails done. They out there playing at the park. Mm-hmm. While I'm walking the trail and getting my exercise. Because I'm going to get my cardio.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind. It don't bother me. Because it's going to be a time where I just want to take a nap for an hour without hearing bumping and the kids killing each other, taking advantage of me taking a nap.
I feel that. Well, we're going to have to get together because, we family.
Right.
The chains are linked. But yes, thank you for coming on. We hit 36 minutes. You don't even feel like to do it.
Right, not at all.
So look, if y'all want Miss Monique back for a part 2, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, comment. Yes, I think we're going to do a part 2 anyway. But the part 2 is going to be question or answer. Do you care if people ask you questions?
No, not at all.
Because, you said a lot.
Not at all.
The trauma, mental illness. We have to take care of each other. We have to get back to us being a village and supporting each other and loving each other. We got to stop judging each other because everybody have a past. Even your granny.
Everybody done went through something.
We all done went through something, especially traumas. So yeah, I love y'all. Please keep supporting. Please keep watching. Where can they find you at?
On Instagram at Nasty Nancy 28.
Nasty Nancy 28. Facebook Monique Jacobs. Is it Monique?
Monique Jacobs or Monique Jacobs?
Monique Jacobs. That's the one I'm on. Well, I love y'all. Peace.